Mad Max Fury Road is an absolute masterpiece of mayhem and chaos, yet through all of its exhilarating action, it manages to tell a deeply compelling story. When I first saw the trailer for Mad Max Fury Road, I was absolutely uninterested in what I saw as a comical farce full of explosions and meaningless violence. In a film that pledged non-stop action and thrills, I saw no possibility for engaging or meaningful storytelling. Boy, was I wrong. In a film culture oversaturated with action sequences that serve merely as a way to break up story beats or a spectacle to wake up snoring audience members, Fury Road was a breath of fresh air. It used action as more than just a method of breaking up monotony, but as a way to propel the story and draw you even more into the world of the film. In this video, I'm going to focus on 3 things Fury Road excels at in telling a story through action. The first aspect that I think sets the film apart is its design. Fury Road doesn't take time to explain its world through rambling exposition or character introductions. Rather, it thrusts its audience into that world with every detailed frame, trusting them to believe in and engage with it as they take in every dazzling spectacle. The way director George Miller went about creating the film allowed for a particular focus on the visual aspect of storytelling. Rather than taking the traditional approach of writing a script, Miller worked exclusively in storyboards, making sure every detail and frame were perfectly orchestrated. Miller also allowed his designers to work with almost total freedom in creating the cultures and objects of the fallen world.
George had only boards, there was no script. So we got to write and name the tribes, to give them a position in the world, and then to start giving each of them a raison d'etre and a history and a god and a fetish. And so we just started from a story for each of them, and then the same thing went down to everything, to the weapons, to the vehicles. Everything had to have a story.
In every shot, we see the painstaking detail in everything from the vehicles to the costumes to the weapons, and it communicates so much more just by showing than it ever could by telling. The next thing I'm going to look at is legibility. In a movie as jam-packed with action as Fury Road, it's essential that the audience understands what's happening in each and every frenetic scene. Sometimes it's impossible to read what's going on in an action sequence when 10 people are fighting at once, or the camera's too shaky to see what's actually happening. It's important to add elements and threats in a way that's comprehensible, and not too much to take in at once. It may come as a bit of a surprise, but Miller was actually inspired by silent films while making Fury Road. As he says, "The silent filmmakers were hugely influential because I saw how they connected one shot to the next. Causality between shots is really important in action." It's this essential causality that we can see in Miller's work. To show this, I'll briefly examine a scene from the film. In this scene, Max is attempting to break free from a chain connecting him to Nux. He's tackled by Furiosa, pulling along the unconscious Nux. She wrestles the gun we know is empty away from Max. Max gains the upper hand. The wives pull the chain to get Max off of her. Max is now at a disadvantage. He uses a door as a shield, taking away her weapon. Nux wakes up. Furiosa darts for another weapon. Nux stops her, and Max gets the gun. I could go on, but I think you get the picture. We can understand the little battles and why things are happening the way they are. We know who has the advantage, and we understand when that power shifts. Even in the scenes where it seems like hundreds of things are happening at once, we are able to follow our main characters and understand their individual fights and goals. Finally, there's motivation. Throughout all of the action, the characters act in a way that aligns with their desires. This is seen broadly by the fact that Furiosa is trying to escape with the wives, and Joe desperately wants to get them back. It's seen much more intricately when Joe is catching up to the war rig and is afraid of hurting the wives, and then again when Angharad falls and he swerves, flipping his vehicle in an attempt to avoid hitting her. We understand why he acts the way he does at each and every turn. Throughout each battle, there are stakes because we know that each side's goals are in complete opposition, and that they will do whatever is necessary to achieve those goals. We also see motivations shift throughout the battles, most notably in Max and Nux. Max at first sees Furiosa as an enemy, but as they fight together, they become allies. Nux's failure in attempting to prove himself to Joe leads to him fighting along with the other side when he is accepted by them. As they continue to fight together, we cheer with every victory and mourn with every loss, because every step in the action brings the characters either closer or farther from their goals. These three factors coming together are what makes Fury Road so much more than just a spectacle. There's depth and meaning to every moment of action, and it couldn't have been done without Miller's commitment to visual storytelling. It just goes to show how sometimes action can speak louder than words. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like what you see, please subscribe, and comment down below what you love about Fury Road, or any other films that you think use action effectively in telling their stories. Alright, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.